Hello, this is Thomas, K4SWL. If you're new here, I like to do real-time, real-life amateur radio field activation videos. And today I'm on top of Bearwallow Mountain. I just got through speaking with my buddy, Dean, K2JB, who's down there with his dog, Dolly. And I was going to plan to show setting up my antenna and everything up here, but Dean and I started chatting. He's a SOTA, very, very avid Summits on the Air activator. And it's such a rare thing to actually run into another SOTA activator on a mountain, especially a day like today, because you can't tell here. This is sort of the south side of the mountain, but the north side where the road is coming up is just covered in ice and snow. And so I wasn't thinking I'd probably run into anyone. It was great to see Dean, though. Not surprised at all to see him up here, actually, because he's I can't tell you how many times over he's a mountain goat, which means that he's got thousands of points behind him. But it's really nice to run into him. And I've got a pretty simple setup today. I'm actually, like I always say, I'm in a hurry to do an activation, and I brought my Chameleon MPAS Lite, which is just the quickest, easiest, most reliable antenna I can throw up on a mountain, especially knowing that in the activation zone and where I want to be up here, there just really aren't. There are some trees over here I could use, but I just thought I'd use a vertical today so I could hop around on the bands. And I brought my Elecraft KX2. I brought my AX1. I always bring my AX1 as sort of a backup if I need it. And I brought my stool. And the reason I did that is I didn't know if there'd be any snow on this side of the mountain or not. And I certainly didn't want to sit down in that. So now what I'm going to do is set up really quickly and see if I can position this camera so that you can see everything okay without the sun blasting us, blasting out the video too much here. So anyway, let's get to work and get set up. Okay, I've got everything set up here, and let's get on the air. Let's see, I'm just getting ready to spot myself on the POTA network here. Okay, I just submitted the spot, and let's get going here, hopefully. Let's see if I can do this weird back and forth logging. I'm not terribly good at doing this, but let's see here. No. I don't know what I'm doing with my paddle, but I'm kind of flubbing up. Let's see. I'm not sure what's vibrating. So I don't know what's making that buzzing sound, but I can't really figure it. I can't take care of it right now. Gosh. He is loud today. That gives me a chance to do my logging when I do the message memories. That was France, and now this is Washington. Very nice. Well, I've got my activation done. I'm not keeping track of time. I gotta figure out where that buzz is coming from. These are things we tolerate during an activation day. Arizona, nice. Ooh, this could be. Okay. Okay, I think I got that. Six. Little. You know what? I'm a QSY. Let's move up to 17 meters. I haven't done that in a while. But first, I want to see what is making that little rattle sound right now. That is a new thing. It's like something's not tight. Did I take off the encoder and put it back on? I'm trying to remember what I've done. I've done some little projects here, but it's resonating somewhere. I can't quite tell what is causing that though. This is on tight. I don't know, I may have to go in there and tighten down something around the speaker. Maybe it's coming loose. I wouldn't be surprised. I've had this thing since, so I've had it, what, like 5 years now? And I have been rough on it. I'm rough on my equipment. So, okay, let's go in here and tell it the 17 meter band. I've gotten, I mean, this is just soda right here. I've got stations all, you know, from like the Rockies into California and the West Coast up to Washington, over to France. And then I got a VP2. I mean, it's just a little bit of everything. But I'm noticing my log on occasion is leaving out the timestamp for some reason. I can't figure out why it's doing that, which means I'll need to go in manually later, open it up in a text editor and fix that. I noticed it while I was doing this activation. Sometimes that'll just blank out right before I hit save, so I'm not sure why. But anyway, let us activate. I'm still at 5 watts. I can only do this a little while longer, so let's see what we can catch here. Let's see. Let me see. I'll just spot myself instead of waiting on the RBN because I'm right here. Let's see. New spot. Me, CW, 18.088. Let me just do this. didn't think there's anything there. Probably won't be a lot of action right here, which is fine with me. I've got plenty of contacts, and I need to leave because it's going to take me probably 15-20 minutes longer to go down the hill today because of the ice and snow. It's very slippery. Okay. Like a swing. What was it? ICW. It cleared out the time again for some. Got him. Some fading going on here. Colorado. Hang on. I got that wrong. I think that is an H. Okay. I messed that up. I was trying to ask, I was going to wait and have him. K6L something. Got him. It's another California. I am going to note down the time here right now because this thing is not doing it all the time for some reason. This will be my last one. There we go. That was a nice clean activation there. Okay, so a total of 18 people, which makes me really happy. That's fine. And yeah, a couple of I'll have to fix later on. I don't know if you can even see this on the camera or not. But Hammer's just for some reason left it out for WW70. This is the funny thing. Dean and I were just talking about this. I mean, he did an activation before I did, but he was saying it was so funny because he worked F4 WBN in France and then immediately turned around and worked WW7D in Washington, same signal strength, like 5x9 or 599, and that was exactly what just happened to me. F4 WBN, if you do SOTA in the eastern half of the United States, even, well, anywhere in the United States, everybody knows him. He's a wonderful operator. I've worked WW7D many times. There's some familiar call signs in here, which is great. And this is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I really wanted to get a little exercise in today, yet do an activation of some sort. So this actually turned out really well for me. I am going to shut down this log here. Yeah, there we go. So you'll notice, like with summits on the air, I don't even try to name it like anything. I don't try to put the summit designator in, because when I go to upload this to the Summits on the Air website, it doesn't care at all what I'm using. So I just put it in as that. And what time is it? It is 4 o'clock exactly, which means I won't be home until probably 5:30. Between the hike down, then the dodgy drive back. Because all of this, I wasn't even thinking about it, but my drive here, I've got two different ways I can go. One takes a very long time normally. The other's the back road that's on a dirt road. But all of that's on the north side of the mountain. And here, at least in the northern hemisphere, when you're on the north side of the mountain, you're going to have all the snow and ice that's left over after when we've had periods of snow and stuff. So so it's a little dodgy coming up here, but not too bad, actually. The Subaru did fine, and it was actually kind of fun. I need to remember to take some photos so I can have this in my activation report. Plus, it kind of gives me like an extra copy of my stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It is awfully fun just sitting here and enjoying the mountains. My shack is just beautiful. You can see here, I'll move this up. I mean, this is just amazing. Just amazing. This part of North Carolina is gorgeous, but wow, I mean, it's such a pretty day today. And very, very pleased. And as always, the MPAS Lite does not disappoint. It always does a great job. And yeah, so I will keep this a little short. I'm not going to show taking it down, because the shorter the videos, the quicker I can get them uploaded. It doesn't tie up my internet as long. But I will tell you this. I was thinking about this on the way up. I had a bunch of different ideas of what I wanted to do today. Like, I mean, I knew I wanted to do a summit activation, but I was thinking, you know, should I do what radio should I use? What antenna should I use? I pulled out 2 different antennas at the house, thinking I'd use them. One was my 20-meter silver tip antenna, which is a great antenna. Haven't used it in ages. I could strap it onto the pack and bring it up here. I also had a soda beams pole that I was looking at, maybe suspending something while I was up here. I had a bunch of different ideas, and I also thought I could probably go up to one of the trees and set up an antenna. But at the end, I looked at 3 different radios. But at the end of the day, when I'm in a hurry and I just want to get the job done, I've got to say, I find myself turning almost always to the KX2 and to the MPAS Lite antenna. Especially the MPAS Lite antenna, especially if I'm going somewhere like on a mountain where maybe there's not a tree or something, I can always use this thing. But I always turn to them, and they really are 2 of my more valuable pieces of field gear, I think, personally. See if I can pick this up without falling over on my little stand here. But I use them because they're just so easy to set up. I mean, the KX2 is so versatile. It doesn't matter if my antenna is broken or whatever. It'll tune it, and I can get on the air and at least make my contacts, hop off the air and be done. And it's just so incredibly quick. And Carol Ann, who made this kneeboard for me, who's just so amazing to have done this, N0RNM, she, and I cleaned this, Carol Ann, I don't know if you're watching this, but I did do what you said. I soaked this up. Certainly makes it stickier to do that, but she made this nice kneeboard for me, and this thing has become an invaluable tool on activations, I must say. Just so easy to set it up. I can sit on a rock or sit on a bench or whatever, and I know that I always have a little place that I can set up my radio. So anyway, I want to take in this panoramic view here just a little bit, just to enjoy this. This is what I really, really love about doing field activations. It's just this incredible shack that you get sitting out here. And right now it's actually really quiet. There were a few people up here before, not many, because the trail's kind of slippery and slidey today, so not too many people are out here, but it is just beautiful. And behind me, when you heard a little bit of noise on the band, it wasn't perfectly clear today. It's because this is a big tower site behind me here, and in fact there are a lot of, that's one of the repeater buildings for the I think it's for the Roadshow Amateur Radio Club here in, I guess, the Arden area. And all these clusters are for different, for broadcasters, for emergency services, for everything. There's a cell phone tower right here. Anytime you're around all this stuff, it can have an impact on, your receiver. And it's never too bad up here, actually, but it can be a little funky on VHF sometimes. Which I really should have tried a little VHF today, actually, but I didn't do it. But anyway, I'm going to hit the trail again, head out of here, and if you're ever in the Asheville area and you want to do a nice activation, especially when it's, in the summer or something, this is a really, really pleasant one. The hike up is not too bad. There's 2 different ways you can take. You can take the service road, which is just a road. That's what I'm taking today because I walked out of the house without my hiking sticks, as I told Dean, and those things have saved me so many trips to the ER. And it's slippery today. That's the reason I got to be careful going back down. I'm a terribly clumsy hiker. There's a really nice trail over here, and I love that trail, but I know that there are going to be some slick and rocky spots over there, and I just don't want to deal with it. I'd rather deal with slick on a nice, kind of steady slope. So if I fall, I'll just sled down the hill instead of hitting all the rocks and stuff and twisting my ankle. So anyway, I'm going to call it quits for right now, and thank you so much for joining me today. As always, remember, I always, for these activations, write up a field report, and the field report is linked below. I also try to put links to all the stuff I use in my descriptions. I usually just link directly to the manufacturer. Sometimes I link directly to my reviews if I've done a review of the product. If it's only available on Amazon, then I'll usually put an Amazon link, and you can guarantee if it's an Amazon link, I'll put the affiliate link in there, because why not? It's no cost to anyone, but it does give me like a little bit of proceeds off of those purchases, which I really appreciate, actually. But thank you all so very much if you support me on Patreon or the Coffee Club for the Coffee Fund. I really do appreciate that. It makes all the difference in the world. I get to try new equipment and test things, and I don't have to worry about shipping things back or anything. I can afford to do all that. It pays for gas when I'm doing traveling to go on some of these activations. It pays for the video equipment, which I'm doing some small upgrades this year, actually. Just kind of exploring some things right now. I don't want to mess with what's working, to be honest. I find that action cameras actually work really well for me because they're small, they pack away, they're light, they're durable. And so I kind of like using this action camera. I thought about getting a much nicer camera, and I could probably use that for like POTA activations, but I wouldn't be able to use it for SOTA and stuff. I wouldn't want to carry that much camera gear with me. I like things being as lightweight as possible. But I'm probably going to add in some better audio recordings, maybe coming straight off of the radios, especially when I'm using things like my Mountain Topper, my KX1, and some of those that don't have speakers. I think I'm going to bypass the speaker altogether and just do audio recordings like a lot of other people do. Like K6ARK does that with a lot of success, and I have the same little recorder that he does. In fact, I picked it up at a thrift shop last year for like $10 or something, and I think I'm going to start using that probably when I do those and then mix them in afterwards, which I dread doing, but I'll do that for you guys. Anyway, thank you so very much. If you've never subscribed, I would appreciate you doing it. As always, we've no ads here. There's no ads going to pop up in any of my videos. So I don't monetize my YouTube channel. I really want this to be more about education and giving people an opportunity to listen to some Morse code and practice. That's what I get so much feedback from, and that is the most encouraging thing to me, is to know that people are able to use my videos just to practice copying Morse code. I would have loved to have had something like that back when I was learning Morse code, and so that's the main reason for my channel. It's not for, I never plan on being a YouTuber, and I'm pretty sure none of my videos will ever go viral, which is fine with me. I don't mind that whatsoever. But again, thank you so much, and I hope you are able to make it outdoors sometime soon. And remember, let's all treat each other very kindly out there. 7 3s.